right, everybody, welcome to my channel. What I do here is I go over PrizePicks, Underdog, Thrive Fantasy, etc. I try to turn you into a profitable sports bettor. There's money to be made on these sites for the hobby that you love, and my job is to get you to that level where you can place bets, you can get there, and you can make an extra bag. Okay, that is my goal. That being said, it's Taco Tuesday, fam. Where we at here? We got two playoff games to discuss. Miami Heat, New York Knicks. 6.5 point favorites, New York Knicks. The bottom, Golden State's a 4.5 point favorite. I cannot wait to see this game over under 227. I took Warriors to take the entire West. I believe they take the entire thing. Let's go. First, we're going to go over to Thrive Fantasy, where I'm doing my bankroll challenge, and it hasn't been going well. I'm not going to lie. I keep getting super unlucky here. It's so annoying. Same thing with PrizePicks, actually. Jalen Brunson over 24 real points, RJ Barrett over 21.5 real points, or his PRA if you're so inclined. Gabe Vincent over 18.5 points assist. That is assuming Jimmy Butler is for sure going to be out, which I believe he is. These are my favorite three. If you sign up with code CRUSH, put on 25, you'll get 50, plus you'll get a free square, which you can use to put a pick 4, which pays 10.2x. You can't beat it. Also, if you do that, you get a free month of the Captain's Discord. Let's go over to PrizePicks, where we check out these fantasy scores because we have a lot to discuss and not a lot of time to do it. First up, we got Miami Heat, New York Knicks. Bam Adebayo, 36 fantasy points. Everyone's going to look at this and be scared and be like, oh my gosh, Bam always sells. You're right. He does always sell, but we have to take a look at the math. Okay, normally he has about a 25% usage rate. He's going to average 1.14 fantasy points per minute. So if we go over here to the calculator and we take 1.14 and multiply it times 32, which is what he should average in a playoff game, he's going to be right around 36 fantasy points. As you can see, it would clear. He has push equity with it being the even number. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do here. I also want to show you guys how to do this. Whenever somebody is off the court, say for example, Jimmy Butler's not playing, this changes the whole dynamic. He is the Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler. Okay, so you want to go over to whatever site you fancy. For now, I'm using StatMuse. There's multiple ways to do this, but I went ahead and did this for you guys so you could see. You just type in the name, usage rate this season without Jimmy Butler, and as you can see, Bam Adebayo had a 28.8% usage rate without Jimmy Butler this season. This is huge to know, so you can see exactly how much more the offense is going to be run through him with Jimmy off the court. Jimmy was out 15 games, so as you can see, he played 15 games without Jimmy, 28.8% usage rate, and then there's his stats there, as you could see. So Bam Adebayo, 100% in play to go over. I know he's a salesman, I get all that, but we're always worried about the math, and the math checks out. If you don't want to take the over, I wouldn't recommend taking the under. I would just fade the prop. It's that easy. Just fade the prop. Jalen Brunson, the man, the taco legend. He is Taco Tuesday's legend. He sold last time, but today his taco should hit. 69% chance to hit on that taco today. Anytime you get gambling odds with anyone that's going to give you 69% chance in your favor, you take it and you put whatever you can down. Today, we get $25 max. You can bet it in one slip, or you can take 5 across $5 multiple slips. Whatever you choose, it's up to you. But the Crushonomics method, it hasn't let me down yet. All right, so you already know Jalen Brunson. He's in play. I will check his fantasy point per minute. All right, Jalen Brunson, 1.14 fantasy points per minute with a 27% usage rate. I believe his usage rate's going to go up even with Julius Randle out. You can go over to StatMuse and check for yourself. He is the taco, so obviously you can't put him in the same slip, but he does have a 39 fantasy point total, which gives you some push equity. Don't worry about this last 5. It means nothing. If the game stays close, 39 fantasy points for Jalen Brunson is just a little bit too low. But again, most of you are going to take the taco. Gabe Vincent. This is going to be the oddball here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with Gabe Vincent. I really am not sure. I know I will show you this. Gabe Vincent, 0.75 fantasy points per minute. Abysmal. That's an abysmal fantasy point per minute, but Jimmy Butler is going to be off, so it will increase, and he does have a 17% usage rate as it stands. Again, you can always go to StatMuse or any site you prefer and check what it will be without Jimmy Butler on the court. I like his PRA personally, but his fantasy score, it is in play. As disgusting and ugly as it is, you can 100% take it. All right, I know a lot of you guys are going to be asking about Kevin Love, fantasy score 22.5, Kevin Love this, Kevin Love that. The math is saying to take the under on his PRA, but that is scary because without Jimmy, I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't know how they're going to handle this matchup, so I'm just going to fade Kevin Love altogether. I know a lot of you guys have love for Kevin Love, pun intended. So if you want to take it, go ahead. I won't begrudge you. RJ Barrett, my man, he's probably going to be my play of the day. Fantasy score over. RJ Barrett has a 0.92 fantasy point per minute and a 27% usage rate. RJ Barrett's usage rate is going to spike without Julius Randle on the court. Assuming Julius Randle stays out, it should be about 27 to 29%. 34.5, his fantasy point per minute was 0.94. Let's go to the calculator and take a look, okay? 0.94 times, he's going to play 35 minutes at least. You get 32.9. As you can see, it's 34, but he can go over. That's just his season average. It's a little bit less, so it's going to make you think more. Julius Randle's not on the court, so already can know his fantasy point per minute is going to go up. So that being said, this is my play. I'm taking it. He's probably going to be my play of the day, either real points or fantasy score. I haven't decided yet. But for now, I'm taking the over here, and if he doesn't hit, he doesn't hit, but I'm taking it. Mitch Rob, he's so hit or miss. I'm just fading the prop. I'm just done with him. If you want to take his points, so be it. This is the game that I'm really excited about. I really couldn't care less about that Heat game. Anytime the Heat and the Knicks play, it's just always a defensive juggernaut game, and it's just annoying sometimes when you're trying to get fantasy points. Okay, but King James 50.5. I'm not going to go there today, but I'm never going to tell you not to play King James. That's up to you guys. Curry 47.5, coming off an absolute monster game. Check this out. He had 50 real points last game, I believe, and his fantasy score was only 70. So like I always say with Curry, if he's going to hit his fantasy score over, he's more than likely going to hit his real point total because they're directly tied because of how he plays. When his shots fall, he's going to have a high fantasy score. So I usually just go to those points instead of his fantasy score if I'm going to take him because it's just a discounted prop. Once again, I'm not going to tell you to take the under here. I'm not going to tell you to take it over here. It is game one. We'll have to wait and see. Anthony Davis, 55.5 fantasy score. You saw what they did to Sabonis. They pretty much shut him out. I'm going to have to wait and see. I do like Anthony Davis's real points, which I'll talk about. Klay Thompson, 31 fantasy score. The math is favoring this to go over. I know it's scary. I'm probably not going to go there myself, but the under is not in play, but the over is. I'm not going there. D'Angelo Russell, 29 fantasy points. I'm going to take D'Angelo Russell today. As scary as he is, 29 fantasy score, I just think it's a smidge too low. He's trending all the way up. He's trending in the right direction. He look at that. The last 5 doesn't mean much, but you can see the ceiling he has is 40. If he's going to have a 42-point ceiling, his ceiling's actually 50. But if he's going to do that on a nightly basis, be in play for that ceiling, if he plays 30-plus minutes, I'm getting 29. Guys and girls, I'm going to take that. It's just, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But these are the plays you want to focus on. Okay, as you can see here, D'Angelo Russell's going to have 1.0 fantasy points per minute with a 22% usage rate. Give me Russell 29 fantasy score, 1.04 times 30. It's going to be over 29. I don't even need to use the calculator. I like it. I'll take it. I'm not afraid to roll dice, as you folks know. Money equals minutes. Minutes equals money. Okay. Andrew Wiggins, everyone's favorite salesman. Andrew Wiggins, 33.5 fantasy points. I will take the over here and I will ask questions later. I like Andrew Wiggins. He's always somebody that's going to be playing hard. If he gets 35 to 40 minutes, I could see him clearing this. I believe he averages 0.92 fantasy points per minute, but that stat isn't exactly accurate because he didn't play 80% of the season this year, I believe. So let's move on. Kevon Looney, the man that everybody made money with. Look at this guy, 31 fantasy points. He must have grabbed 50 rebounds total in that series last time, probably more. I think he averaged 15 rebounds per game last series. 42, 28, 42, 37, 42. He has a 45-point ceiling, roughly around there. You're getting push equity at 31. I believe he averages just under a fantasy point per minute. His usage rate is kind of low because he's not someone that they run the offense through. That is something when you're a big man like that and you're getting easy tip-ins and grabbing boards like he is, I'm going to take it. I know Anthony Davis is going to be in his way. I know they have another big man, but I'm going to roll dice on it and I will be taking it, okay? That is my favorite fantasy scores. Draymond Green, you can always look there. I'm not going to go there for game one, but he will play hard most likely. He's always going to be in play. But my favorite is going to be Russell and Looney, most likely, okay? And obviously, Wiggins is in play. Now let's go over and take a look at rebounds real quick. LeBron James over 9.5 rebounds. I like this. I like Austin Reeves over 4 rebounds. I like Kevon Looney over 12.5 rebounds. All those. I also like Wiggins over rebounds. Those are probably going to be my favorite rebound plays right there. All right, let's go over to real points. Obviously, you're taking the taco over. It's a 69% chance to hit. You can always take his real point total too. If you're not taking the taco, I will be having that in other slips as well. RJ Barrett, 21.5. I like that. Gabe Vincent, 13.5 real points. You can take that, but my favorite play for him is going to be his PRA. Gabe Vincent, PRA, I like that. 19.5 PRA. RJ Barrett, I'd probably take his fantasy point over his real points, but I do like both. Let's go back to points real quick, see what we got here. Okay, I'm staying away from Struss. I know a lot of you guys are going to go there. LeBron James, 26.5 points. I honestly think this is a little bit too high. I know. It's scary, but he just hasn't been having to score that much. Granted, this was a blowout. A couple of these games were blowouts, but I could see him getting 25 points, but 26.5 is a little bit too much just because he hasn't had to carry the team like he's usually has to do. He's getting so much help from Anthony Davis and others. I'm not going to sit here and advise anyone to take the under on LeBron James. I'm just saying for me personally, I may have a slip or two where I take his under. Okay, LeBron James has a 33% usage rate and a 1.5 fantasy point per minute basically. So if you want to take his fantasy, you can, but I'm going to take the under here. I like his rebounds. I like his rebounds a lot. So that's probably what I'm going to focus on. AD, I mentioned it earlier, 25.5 real points. I like it. I would be inclined to take his points rebounds as well if you want. That is a good prop. Klay Thompson, 23. I'm not going to go there. I'll probably just target his fantasy score, but he can get hot anytime. He's Klay Thompson. He's the Splash Bros. You know how that is. I already mentioned Curry, 31.5 real points. If you want to take that, go ahead. Russell's points are in play as well as his fantasy score. I would take the over there. I know everyone loves Austin Reeves, myself included, but the math is saying to take the under on 16.5 real points. But for me, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to bet against my boy, so I won't go there. Wiggins, over 17.5 real points? Absolutely. You don't want to take his fantasy score, but you want to get some action on Wiggins? You can take his rebounds, you could take his points rebounds, or you could take just his points. I'm happy with either. Hachimura, the man who made a lot of people money and then sold a lot of people money. Check this out. Hit, bust, bust, bust. That's how it goes, guys. He's a streaky shooter. He can get hot from three. If you want to take this prop, just know you're throwing dice, but I'd probably take his 3-point prop personally. Jordan Poole, he's another one. I've mentioned him over and over. His usage rate when he's on the court is 29%. That's insane. That means that he's going to have the ball in his hand often. Okay, usage rate is quantified number, how many times the ball is in their hands relative to everything else. 12.5 points for a guy who shoots 5 3-pointers at least per game isn't a lot of points. It's a dice roll, sure, but you're always rolling dice. We're gambling here, okay? Some of you guys have expectations thinking that you're supposed to get 10x, 25x every single night, and I've heard complaints when you only get 2x. You need to take that mentality and throw it away. 100%. If you have that mentality, if you're upset when you get 2x and you're on tilt because of it, guess what? Delete PrizePicks. It's not for you. Anytime you get 100% return on investment in anything, you're way ahead of the game. Thank your God and be blessed. End of discussion. 12.5 points for Jordan Poole. I will take it in some slips because I'm willing to roll dice, baby. That's just me. That's your captain. All right. Let's go over a couple of other props that I wanted to see where they at. If I was going to take personal fouls, I would take Jalen Brunson over 2 personal fouls. Wiggins over 3.5 personal fouls. I would think I would take the under there, to be honest. Jordan Poole over 2.5 personal fouls would be okay. Draymond over 4 fouls, that would be in play, but I'm not going to go there. So we looked at those. The points in the first 6 minutes, I'll discuss those on live stream. Those are complete gambles, guys. They're just 100% gambles. You guys need to know that. This is what I wanted to look at. 3-point attempts. Curry has 12 3-point attempts. I like that. I'm probably going to see if they have the line for his Jordan Poole and his 3 points total again. I like that. Last time I took it, it hit. I loved it. This is the one I wanted to talk about. Hatch over 2.5 3-point attempts. I like that one. They don't have last 5 for any of these guys. Thank God. It'll keep you guys from dealing with that. But Rui Hachimura over 2.5. That one is in play. Curry's is always in play. Jordan Poole, that one's in play. But again, I want to see if they have... I don't think they have the combined props up yet. They don't. But when they have the combined props up, we're going to look at Jordan Poole and Curry over 3 points made. If it's at 6.5 again, guess what? We're taking that over. Okay, that was literally my favorite prop last time. It hit easily. We'll take it. Some of you had the Splash Bros. You took that. I can't remember what it did. We'll get down with that. Dunks. Bam Adebayo 1.5 dunks. I would take that. but I'm not going to. These are all the fun props that you gamble with, guys. I know a lot of you guys are itching for gambles. This is what you do. Kevon Looney over 1 dunks, that would be in play. 0.5 dunks for Wiggins, sure. I'm not going to go there, but I know some of you guys asked me to mention this stuff. Jalen Brunson over 4 free throws, you could take that. Josh Hart over 0.5. Anytime you get 0.5 with a free throw, it's always a play that can be had because it's a high variance play, but you only have to get one. So you only have to get fouled shooting once, and you're pretty much going to cash because they should be able to hit 1 of 2, okay? Klay Thompson over 1.5 free throws. That'd probably be one of my favorite ones. I believe he was at 0.5 last time. I think that was a mistake on their part. Andrew Wiggins, 2.5 free throws made. I covered everything that I wanted to cover. Let's just say I appreciate you guys coming to the channel. It's growing like crazy and my production value is going to be getting better. I have someone editing this video that isn't me. Thank God. That being said, the Discord will be launching at the end of the week, if not early next week. I went over that in detail. I go live today on TikTok, Captain Crush PrizePicks. Links are in the bio. If you want to support me, you can go check out my Thrive Fantasy, No House Advantage, or Outlier Bet partners. That'll get you a free month in the Discord. Like and subscribe if you learned anything. Appreciate that. Good luck, and let's crush.